Not a very good year to be a favorite in the NFL as the Dogs are 21 games over 500 as we head into Week 6 action today. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here. This is going to be your Sunday video report. Free selection coming up on the Falcons and Eagles in just a moment. Let's address Saturday first of all. I'm telling you, I am 16-6 in college football over the past 6 weeks. 16 out of 22 in the bank. 2 of those 6 losses involving the Texas Longhorns. What the hell did I ever do to Mac Brown to piss this guy off? I mean, he screwed me twice, big time. Small play when I backed Texas against UCLA, I can understand that. It happens sometimes. Yesterday, my biggest college play of the season, Nebraska, 10-point home favorite. Yeah, no problem. You're down 10-0 early and you lose outright in Lincoln. Fraud. Can you say that word? Say it after me, guys. Fraud. That's the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Just an awful, awful pick by yours truly here on Nebraska yesterday. And again, let's just reiterate what I mentioned yesterday going into this play. Now, I realize, unfortunately, some of you are not with me every single day. But, you know, I saw an opportunity yesterday and I went for it. Because after a 4-0 sweep in college football this week, Central Florida on Wednesday, Thursday night, Kansas State plus the West Virginia under in a teaser against South Florida, and then Cincinnati on Friday, that 4-0 sweep put 25 dimes in my pocket. So yesterday, I saw that shot, and guys, I'm telling you, when you build bankroll, you've got to take the shots when you see it. Otherwise, you never have a chance to expand that bankroll. When you're playing with somebody else's money, that's when you've got to press the action. So that 4-0 sweep gave me 25 dimes. I came out with that 25 dime play yesterday on Nebraska, bought the hook, so it was minus 120, ended up losing 30 dimes. Minus 5 dimes for the week in college football. Not exactly devastating. And that's the difference, by the way, guys. The difference between people in this business who chase and people that take the wise strategy in terms of taking bankroll when you have it and looking to expand that bankroll by taking shots. Chasers, they're just guys that simply come out and raise the bar every single day, not because they think they're going to win, but because they want to make sales. You do not want to follow a chaser. A chaser is a guy who has a 10-dime play, day after day, 5-dime, 10-dime, 15-dime plays, and suddenly, when he finds himself down and buried, and a Sunday rolls around when he knows he's going to make money as a handicapper in this business, suddenly he comes out with a 100-dime or a 150-dime play, or some ridiculous 50-dime, money line play. That's a chaser in this business. You can't be a chaser, guys. A handicapper, you can't be a chaser as a gambler. You're only guaranteed to lose money that way. You've got to find your spots when you're playing with somebody else's money and go for it. So, as for me, NFL, of course, Monday night hit my biggest NFL play of the year, 30-dime release on the Jets. Ultimately, the breaks even out. As I always say, the Jets, look, we both know we were very fortunate to win that game. That was a 30-dime play. If I'm going to be fortunate to win a game, I'd rather win the 30-dime play and lose the 25-dime play, especially with the 25-dimer I'm playing with somebody else's money. So be it for Saturday. Let's just quickly get to some NFL stats for you. As I referred to earlier, underdogs, 47, 26, and 3 in the NFL through the first 5 weeks of the season. I mean, 18, 9, and 1 the past 2 weeks alone. Home favorites, no better, guys. They are 13 games under 500 so far this year. Road favorites, no piece of cake there. They're 9 games under 500. With that being said, let's get to the free pick today. I'm going to take a look at the Atlanta-Philadelphia game. Now, the Eagles are laying about 2.5 here. It opened at 3. It's down to 2.5. I don't understand the line in this game. I'm a little worried about this game. That's why I'm using it as a free pick and not wagering on it. But I don't understand the line in this particular game. You got an Atlanta team that has won everything except their opening week loss at Pittsburgh in overtime. An Atlanta team that's given up just 70 points in 5 games. It's a 14-point per game average. This team has the number 9 pass defense as well. And the Eagles, although LaShawn McCoy has definitely been producing for them, they're still a passing team, right? And you've got an Eagles team that's playing behind a battered and bruised offensive line. Just lost their starting left tackle, going with a guy now, a third-year pro by the name of King Dunlap. He only gave up a couple of sacks against San Francisco last week. He stinks, guys. He's big. He's like 6'8", but he can't play left tackle in the NFL. Hasn't proven it. He's a project. He's being forced into a starting role because Jason Peters is out. If I'm Kevin Kolb, I'm a little worried about my blind side today, okay? Michael Vick most likely is not going to play. You never can tell with Andy Reid. Mr. Boredom starts off his Monday press conferences. We got injuries. Then he bores you to tears for 9.5 minutes. Vic supposedly not going to play today. Doesn't really matter. Go with the Falcons. Matt Ryan having a very good year. The key here, Michael Turner. 2 straight big games for a Atlanta ground game, ranked number 2 in the league. He's coming off a 140-yard rushing effort against Cleveland last week in a 20-10 road win. Number 2 rushing attack against the number 24 rushing defense in the league, as the Eagles are giving up 148 yards a game, and more importantly, they are giving up 4.3 yards per carry to opposing running backs. The Falcons have covered 14 of their last 14 of their last 21 games, coming off the road cover at Cleveland, coming up the road upset 3 weeks ago at New Orleans in overtime. And this is a revenge game for the Falcons. You remember last year they were minus Matt Ryan, minus Michael Turner. I think Chris Redman was starting at quarterback for him, and the Eagles hammered them late in the season 34-7. So revenge is sweet today. I say in this particular case you go and buy up the half point from 2.5 to 3 and go with Atlanta. I'll talk about some other games here as well. As for me today, my best bet today is going to be a 15-dime play. Those are my plays that have really been the staple of my arsenal over the past 3 years in the NFL. Those selections are 26, 10, and 2. Those 15-dime plays, 26, 10, and 2 in the NFL the past 3 years combined. And if you scroll down the page, you can see my overall NFL record the past 3 years as well, and over 300 dimes profit. I've got one going today. It goes at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It's going to be my blowout of the month. I think it's the biggest mismatch on today's board. And I also have 3 5-dime selections as well. This is one of the stronger NFL cards I've seen. 5-dime plays on Tampa Bay and New Orleans. The 3-1 Bucks against the Saints, who are coming off the loss against Arizona. 5-dime play on your Sunday night game. The Colts, only a 3-point favorite at Washington. Redskins, 3-1 on the season. Is it a trap? And a 5-dime play on the Jets and Denver. Of course, I had the Jets as my biggest play of the year on Monday night against Minnesota. Now they're traveling on a short week on the road. Can they get the job done? All 4 of those selections, those are my big plays today, and the 30 dimes on the table matches my single biggest day of the entire season as well. A couple of other games I wanted to talk about. New England-Baltimore, very, very difficult game to handicap. We all remember what happened with Baltimore when they went to New England last year in the playoffs. Ray Rice, unstoppable. This, of course, the New England team that's coming off the bye week. First game playing without Randy Moss. Interesting contest, 2.5 to 3 points. Baltimore, the thing that strikes me about the Ravens, yes, they managed to come back and rally for the final minute touchdown and win against Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago on the road. But I still remember this is a Ravens team that barely got by Cleveland at home 3-4 weeks ago, struggling in that game. Big revenge spot for Tom Brady, and it's just hard to go against Tom Brady at home. However, with all that being said, it's one of those marquee games that often is better to watch than to play. So I'm just going to stay with the Falcons as my free pick today. Lean a little bit toward the Patriots. Lean a little bit toward Chicago with Jay Cutler back in the helm for the Bears after a 1-game absence because of concussion, because the Bears defense really is for real, and Julius Pepper is already off to a great start for him. And Matt Forte had a 165-yard effort last week for Carolina. Had to, because Todd Collins was so pathetic at quarterback, and Seattle simply doesn't show up on the road. That's going to do it for Sunday. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Monday.